What's up, everybody? Me and Giselle about to have a conversation, and y'all are about to be a part of it. Hold on, no sound. Hold on. Can y'all hear me better now? Hit the like button. The show is about to start, and it's gonna be foolish tonight, y'all. It's definitely.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. That's all. 1 and 1 got to equal 2.
Make it make sense, boo.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Sun in the sky.
Okay, guys. Tonight, it always starts as we have a topic and then some stuff pops off, and now we got to cover a whole lot more. So again, tonight's going to be a open panel night. Anybody can come up. Whew. It's about to get deep. So I'm gonna say this from the beginning. This is kitchen table talk. There's no right or wrong answers in this. Even if y'all hear us debating, there's no right or wrong answers. I just got to say that because when it's kitchen table talk, people be like clutching their pearls and stuff like that. It's a lot. Of course, we're going to do the Xscape stuff, but we got Giselle. Y'all were in my comments heavy about my video this morning. And a lot of people feel as though Giselle was justified in telling Alexia and Marisol not to speak Spanish. So y'all know me. I went ahead and I went and talked to some HR people, and we are going to get into that. But before we can even do that, Giselle is making more headlines. As I was like maybe 2 minutes after I typed that, all of a sudden, one of my subscribers, love you to death, was like, Giselle just dropped the F-bomb. I'm like, wait, what? So we're gonna have to get into that. I'm gonna touch on these topics really quick. Then I'm gonna go ahead and drop that link for the straight shooters. And then I'm gonna drop the link, and anybody can call in. It's a whole lot going on, but I want to start off by letting y'all hear what Giselle said because you're gonna be surprised at my opinion on it.
In case you guys don't remember. So what he did was, in case you guys don't remember, was he staged a hate crime.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to put a noose around his neck. They're supposed to call him or something. Gay empire boy or something
like that.
Okay. So that's what she said on her podcast. They were talking about Jussie from Empire. Katavia Mitchell, thank you so much for joining the membership. I appreciate you. Messenger for the Spiritual Army Angels, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. You don't have to support the channel in that way, and you choose to. And for everybody who comes in, I now see you guys in the comments talking about I hit that like. I appreciate you too. I really do. So let's see. You guys in the comments talking let's see. I hit that. We got 124 likes, and we got about 340 people in here. 200 is a good goal, but okay. So here's my opinion on that. I think certain words are triggers, buzzwords. The F word is something that I personally would not say. It's just not something I have in my vocabulary, but I may not be the normal case because I've undergone sensitivity training. I had to undergo sensitivity training before I went to Iraq. No, I was not a soldier. I was definitely working for the Army as a contractor, but no, I wasn't. So I went through sensitivity training, so that might skew my opinion on things. Giselle saying the F word in this context. No, it's definitely not something that I would do. She was telling the story verbatim. This is what the two dudes who Jesse alleged, did this to him. Whatever you believe in that case, they were supposed to say the F word and call him another slur, the gay boy from Empire or whatever. I don't think that this is a cancel. I don't think that she should be canceled for this. I think this is one of those moments where you just tell her, don't do that in public anymore. If you value your channel, I think context plays a big part in this. And y'all know, Giselle, I'm a straight shooter, pow pow. People are calling for her to get canceled. I do not feel she's justified in saying it, but at the end of the day, context matters. I want to point this out, and you guys can tell me if you remember this moment.
Man, go and hang with them with your ugly.
So Marlo telling Sheree to go outside and hang with them is very different than Giselle relaying the story. Should she have done it? No. So I was talking to a friend of mine before I went live, and I said, I told the story, Giselle, and I said, people are calling for her to get canceled. I don't think she should get. Are we in a time warp? We're talking about old news. Look, I don't know what's going on over in the Reasonably Shady podcast. Apparently, I'm still paying them $5 a month. I need to cancel that. But I told the story to her and she said, no, I don't think she needs to be canceled. I don't think, she should be saying that word, but in the context of telling the story. And I said, okay, so let's take Giselle out of it. Let's take a black woman out of it. And let's just put Andy Cohen in the mix. And let's say that Andy was on his podcast and he was saying something to the effect of, a Caucasian person had said the N-word. And he said that Caucasian person said the actual spelled out N-word. Do you still feel Andy is justified by saying the N-word because he was telling a story of someone who said the N-word? And she said no. And I said, so then where does that leave you? Because, okay, just because she was reporting does not mean it was okay. That's how I feel, but I don't think she should have said it. She shouldn't have said it. Okay. No, she shouldn't be canceled. She needs to be held accountable. She never got canceled for being colorist. Giselle won't get canceled. Yeah, I think that some things are teachable moments. I think that in this case, she didn't have malice intent, but she needs to know that you really cannot be saying that word because it hurts a lot of people. The same way that you would not want somebody who is non-black or a non-person of color saying the N-word in a public platform. So there's a lot of gray areas, and that's why we got to have these talks. I know a lot of content creators shy away from it, but I'm not one of those. After Marlo said this,
Man, go and hang with them with your ugly.
She basically got canceled from Bravo for years. She was just a friend of the show, but it did give us this iconic moment. Nene's face takes me out every time. Lotus, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Derwin Thompson, thank you so much for joining the membership. Oh, while I'm talking, let me go ahead and share this. Let me go ahead and share this link backstage. But she should know not to say that word. She's like 60. You said it, not me. Somebody said Big Lotto could be her granddaughter. I don't know who said that. Nope, fire him too. I think she is clickbaiting. She's wanting to be provocative. She shouldn't have said it, but shouldn't be canceled over this. Context matters. Okay, so y'all are kind of feeling she gets away with too much. Okay, so y'all are kind of feeling. I don't think she's right or justified in saying it. I just think it's like one of those things where even if you're quoting, it hurts too many people. So why would you do it? I will play it again, Latasha, for you while I am sharing the link backstage for the straight shooters.
So what he did was, in case you guys don't remember, was he staged a hate crime.
Yeah.
So they
against
were supposed to
himself.
put a noose around his neck. They were supposed to call him or something. Gay empire boy
Yeah,
or something.
something like that.
That's what she said. I don't see it as bad or purposely hurtful, but I'm not in that community. So, well, yeah, that's the thing. How many times do I have to say she knows what she's saying? Maybe she doesn't, but I mean, y'all know, I give Giselle, it's not like me and Giselle are besties. However, I'm a straight shooter, and I think that it's one of those moments where it was a major faux pas. It should not have happened, but I'm also in the mindset of you can't cancel everybody for everything. So, but I want to share this link. So let me go ahead and invite. So, and as soon as I share this link, I'll tell you guys what the VP or the HR people had to say about what I thought. And I guarantee you're gonna be surprised because y'all were definitely letting me have it in the comments in a nice way. It's not like I'm gonna read the comment of what y'all were saying, but y'all were letting me have it definitely in a nice way, and I can take it. I appreciate it when you guys, have different opinions than me. So I put the link for anybody straight shooter and up if you guys want to call in to this open panel night. And then I'm going to drop the link a little bit later and anybody can come up. All subscribers can come up. So the link has been dropped. Okay. Oh, we got some stuff going on. Oh, okay. Y'all are really joining the membership. Y'all over here making me blush. And that's hard to do because I'm not a blusher. So Derwin, I got you. Aquarius 74, thank you so much for joining the membership. I appreciate that. I love your channel. Straight talk here. That's what it's about. I'm just not as concerned about getting canceled because I literally just speak from the heart. So you can have questions over on this here stage in this platform. You're welcome to have questions. You're welcome to speak your mind. Thank you, Carol. Urban Educated says she does it for clicks. The chocolate girl's getting too much attention. Hey, Mims. Thank you, Urban Educated. Y'all, shout out to my subscriber who I'm not even going to say that. I'll wait till after I talk to my about that one. Ranting with Big 50. I love your channel. Thank you, Ranting Big 50, and I like your name. Tremaine Rucker, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. We're about to get into some kitchen table talk. So I see some people in the background, but let me tell you what the HR person said about Giselle and Giselle saying that Marisol and Alexia should not be speaking Spanish. So off the top, the HR person did say that if somebody came and were to report a coworker telling them that they can't speak Spanish, they could catch a case if HR does not handle it effectively. I said from the jump, I could not tell somebody not to speak their language because that's kind of been what's ingrained in me. I'm a millennial. I am around a lot of people who are of different cultures, who speak different languages. I've always been there. I've always been around a lot of different cultures. So couple that with having to go through sensitivity training, it makes me acutely aware of things like that. Maybe, and political correctness, although I'm definitely not always politically correct. However, he also said you have to also look at intent. So if someone is speaking another language in order to say something disparaging about somebody else who may not speak their language, that's a problem. You could go to HR to them on that. And also, you would ask the person, in this situation, were you actually trying to be inclusive to your coworker? Because if you are in a space where you are purposefully leaving out someone else and it's a group setting and then you would need to question them as well. Because the other person in this situation, Giselle, could go back and say, this person said something about me. So it is a catch-22. I told you guys would be surprised because I thought, okay, I'm going to ask this question and just see. I know I'm right. You can't tell somebody that, but you got to think. Alexia and Marisol did speak Spanish in front of Candace, and we're talking about her. So nobody's innocent in that situation. And it really got me thinking. So I asked another HR person, and they said the same thing about inclusivity. So I guess inclusivity is the buzzword in HR these days, but it makes sense. So you cannot go around in a group setting talking bad about people and thinking that you can speak poorly about them just because they don't know what you're saying. You're also part of the problem. You also cannot go around telling people what they can and cannot do. Y'all remember it was Candace's first season, and Giselle told Candace, you need to apologize to my friend, Sharice. And Candace was like, why? She was like, because I told you to. And Sharice is my friend, and I'm telling you now you need to apologize. Who are you? You remember that? She's a little angry. She won't talk to me right now. She doesn't want to talk to me, but that's fine. We go through this sometimes. Okay, I got some super chats. Then I'm going to start letting people up. Okay, straight talk. Love your channel. Thank you guys. Is it Bunica McCrae? If I got that wrong, please let me know in the comments. You don't have to send me another super chat, but I want to know how to pronounce your name. I think it's Bunica. Just found your challenge. Your content and intro is awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really, really do. And side note, there is a kid who is in the family. She is so adorable. And we were having a conversation the other day, and she had her press on nails, and she told me, period, Pooh. I gotta have her in my Boo in Kalos. I hope I got that right. But yeah, she told me period, Pooh, and she did it at the right time. So I think I gotta have her on my intro, or maybe I'm gonna have to do a different kind of channel with her where I just talk to her, because she was really schooling me. I think she's like 6 now, with her nails that were like this long, and she was doing everything to make sure she didn't pop them off. She is absolutely adorable. In my opinion, Zelina. Hey, I can't hear y'all.
Hey, ma'am. How are you?
Sorry, can you hear me? This is Zelina.
I can hear y'all both now. So y'all know it's y'all's night. We can talk about Gizelle. We can talk about Xscape. Oh, Eva. I got one more story. I be getting in trouble all the time from the manosphere. So the manosphere found out that Eva's, in her divorce, she is asking for child support for all kids involved. They feel as though because Eva's oldest daughter was adopted by Mike, Mike is now getting the short end of the stick, because he will need to pay child support for the child until she's 18. My opinion of this is if you adopted the child, you chose to take that child in as your own. And if you and Eva break up, it should not change the relationship or the promise that you made to that little girl to support her and watch her grow. But the other side to that coin is, what I've heard, Eva decided to break up from him. Why should he have to pay child support for a child that's not his? And I think because he's paying child support now, the biological father does not have to pay child support. I personally think your commitment is to the little girl you chose to adopt. If you did not want to adopt her, then you should have just remained her stepfather and not become an actual guardian. But again, we can talk about any of this. It's kitchen table talk. And this is y'all's in my opinion, you want to start?
I can.
Nobody wants to.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, hi you guys. This is Zelina. I'm gonna say it again. I'm so happy I found this channel. So I had a couple of things, but I'm just gonna do one for now to give everybody else a turn. My thing is that the other day, the Xscape was on Jennifer Hudson's show, and this made me feel so much more sorry for Tamika because Jennifer Hudson was asking all the girls, like, who does this, or who can you keep a secret, or who can do, just getting to know the girls, right? And Jennifer Hudson said, who is the best chef? At that time, Tamika stand up. Everybody clapped. Tamika's like, oh no, I'm the best chef, this and that. Tamika stand up, and a little bit later, Tasha stand up. Tasha was like, oh no, I'm the best chef. And Tasha sat back down. Tamika stayed standing up, because I'm just in case anybody haven't seen the show. And Tamika standing up, and then even Candy was like, she's the one that's well known on social media for her cooking and blah blah blah. And then Tamika looked at Tasha and knew Tasha was getting uncomfortable because everybody was clapping for her. Tamika sat down. Tamika redirected it and said, but she's the best vegan chef though. I'm the best meat chef. She's the best vegan chef. And then she tells Tasha, stand up and show them how sexy, vegan got you looking, right? So Tasha stands up so everybody can clap for her. And don't get me wrong, Tasha did look good. But what made me hurt for Tamika is that Tasha didn't say the same thing about Tamika. Tasha didn't say, now you stand up and show them what a meat chef, is doing. Or she didn't even, it still hurted me because Tamika was trying to just get her one thing that she's good at, or, because everybody was good at different things. Like, why? You already said you were the main lead and this and that. Why not let Tamika have that? And that just really hurted me for her, because I piggyback on what you were saying, Mims, how she's always trying to make Tasha feel good, even if it's not, like, when you were saying, she's saying, oh, you look good every scene, you look good every scene. And even on the show, she did that for her. And that just made me feel really bad for Tamika at that time. And my second thing, and I'm gonna stop, is that on Watch What Happens Live, Tamika said she haven't heard from her sister or her mom. And that really hurted me too, because one, even if her mom feels in some weird way that Tamika is wrong for outing the family or for telling or for anything, I feel as a mom, you cannot just not talk to one of your other kids. Because even if them kids was little and one kid was wrong and one kid was right, you don't just not, and you feel that the other kid is right, you don't just not talk to the one you feel that's wrong and just don't talk to them, no communication with them. I don't feel that's right as a mom to do that, even if she feel Tamika is wrong. So I just feel really bad for Tamika just as the story just unfolds more and more. So that's all I have for right now, you guys. I don't know, how do you feel about that?
I want to start really quick with you just echoed the same sentiment. It's very hard to like get one by on me. And I noticed from the very beginning that consistently Tamika always tells her sister how pretty she is. She reinforces that because I think she knows that her sister has self-esteem issues. I don't see it coming from the other side. I that's my opinion. I've said it in my reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And that really sucks because the expectation is that your family would know what your shortcomings are and then try to make you feel better about them, like they do Tamika with her, issues that she's had with her. As she says, she's had issues with her weight and people reacting to her weight in a negative way. So, anybody else wanted to touch on that?
Yeah, I want to touch on Tamika. I was just writing down what I had to say. The biggest sister, Latasha, is just gonna have to eat humble pie. She's gonna have, excuse my throat. She's gonna have to eat humble pie and let her little sister shine and stop making it so obviously, because she says she wears her face. It's obviously jealousy, and she admitted it somewhat. She said, usually I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm being praised. So knowing older siblings, because I had a lead, I was raised with a lot. They run the show. The older siblings run the show. They can make your life miserable, but she has to eat humble pie.
My sister used to get me whipped, like beat.
Oh, yeah.
There was one time that I had, y'all, I used to have to wear goggles. I must have been like in the third grade, and I had broke my glasses. And so I was going to school and could not see, but I was so scared of getting a whipping, I wasn't going to ever say anything. And if I tell you, my sister was, I guess, doing the laundry and she found my glasses broken, she ran to my mom so fast. And my punishment for the rest of that year was I had to wear goggles, like the goggles that I would wear to play basketball, like literally. And I'll never let my sister live that moment down for the rest of my life. I had to wear goggles.
Listen to what my older brother did to me. Okay, I was working as a nursing assistant and I bought my boyfriend a car. He got so jealous, right? He made me and my boyfriend break up, and then he took my car and never paid me for it till this day.
Oh, wow.
That's what he did.
You need to call the police.
It's a statutory limit on that.
I was about to say you need to call the police. Trent says Mike was living off Eva anyway. It's his turn now. Well, according to Marlo, they don't got no money. And according to Nene, she was licking bottoms to stay on top. So I don't know. That's not my word. It. I didn't say it. Nene said it. Lotus Werewolf Consulting says that's the decision he made. I had the same issue. Oh, as in somebody said they would adopt your child, adopted, and then when they broke up, they didn't necessarily want to take care of the child that they had adopted. It's like Sherry Shepherd. Y'all know Sherry went into a situation with her husband at the time wanting to have a child through a surrogate. She didn't use any of her own eggs. It was his, little men. The baby came out. He divorced her, and now she has to pay child support because she went into that agreement to take care of that child. It's the law. Kadi, so thank you, Lotus. I appreciate that. Kadi, you guys, is sharing the link. My Mims YouTube tip channel is actually now up and shareable. Content will be dropping very soon. A lot of cool YouTube tips and things like that, where I've actually ended up started helping a lot of content creators. And so that one will be a way for me to help a lot of people at one time. I think Scotty by Nature is going to come on there, a few other people. But yeah, definitely subscribe to that channel. It would definitely help me out. I want to get to 1,000 subs as quickly as possible. Urban Educated said, why are you and Gabor live at the same time? Gabor is like my buddy. Didn't technically know we were live at the same time. Sometimes that might happen. Definitely support my boy Gabor. That is like my homie in real life.
So, Mrs. Is this on your new YouTube channel? Is that where you're going to be doing your outreach, community outreach on there as well?
You know what? I don't know. Like, I literally, y'all, high level conversation. I literally have like a career. I've had so much stuff going on in my like real personal life that YouTube has really become an outlet for me not to like have like, you know what, like I used to just watch reality TV to get away from my real life. Probably like most of y'all, I would say it's a safe bet. We all watch reality TV. YouTube has kind of become my outlet. I have been answering people's.
I'm just opposite.
Hold on one second. I've been answering people's direct messages directly for probably like the better part of 2 to 3 months. If you are a new content creator, you have questions, I usually try my best to answer everybody, but this way you ask me a question, I can turn it into a video and help a lot of people. You know what I mean? So that's why that channel came in. I definitely will be doing a channel that's just dedicated to like charity and stuff. But off that,
well, ma'am, I have a question.
A channel for just darling.
What do you want?
What do I want in what sense?
Yeah. Like, do you want to still maintain your career, or do you want to do this big business thing that you are really maybe accidentally invoking upon, but you really get ready to get really big? And ma'am, you're gonna have to decide what it is that you want. Do you want to maintain your regular career, or do you want to do this content creator thing?
Well, technically now I'm able to do it all. Help out with my family, my career, and YouTube. I worked really hard to get where I am in the corporate world. So I want to try to do it all.
You got
it. There's nothing wrong with that. I was just wondering.
Honest answer.
Congratulations to doing it right. Make it.
Thank you.
Man, I don't know if you know, they mentioned you.
Sorry?
I'm sorry. I don't know if you knew in Candy, because I always used to watch Candy before you, but they kind of subliminally mentioned your video about you did with the dad and the group, the other people. And they said that Candy online YouTube, they said, oh, well, they did an interview with your dad, and the dad, said it was about the Band-Aid. It was good that he ripped off the Band-Aid. And then Candy was like, well, he got to rip off a whole lot of Band-Aids. So they kind of watching you, ma'am. So I think you should just keep going.
Well, technically,
Academy Award.
Technically, I did know that she said that. Renaissance, I keep letting you up, but you keep dropping. It's not me, it's you.
It's me.
It's you. And make sure that you guys have your TVs turned off. I will say this. Jamie was in my live last night. Jamie is Candy's right hand. Jamie is we've seen her before. She used to work with Portia on RHOA. So Jamie was in here. Yes, I know that they are aware of that interview. I hope that they watch my next interview. I'm doing an interview with the dad Saturday where I try to turn down the temperature, because I think that there are some things that we can discuss. He and I follow up to what he said, allow him to talk, but also maybe there's something that he can say in the interview with me that Tasha will hear, and some of those guards will come down. That's my hope for that interview. We're going to definitely do a pre-interview. My channel is just not mess. I have a lot of family friction. So the stuff that's going on with them, I've not only seen it, I've been a part of it. And I want to usher in something new and different. Do I like a little bit of mess that it does not involve me? Yes. And I imagine everybody on this panel does too. But
no, I repented for my mess. I'm tired of mess.
Well, I kind of want to see something different. So, in my opinion, I know we're doing open panel and you guys are up first because you're the straight shooters, but I am going to be opening it up. So jump in, you guys. We'll start with, in my opinion, we'll move around to Savannah, Messenger, Leo, Aries, Tamara, and then Renaissance. And then I'll open it up to the other subscribers.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so it was a lot this week, especially toward the end. What I don't like is that when Tasha knows she's caught up in something, like, when they brought it to her attention, I hated the fact that she was like, what's this? Like, you can't read. Like, you see that these are text messages. You shouldn't have to ask, what's this? And the fact that she's like, Rocky didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you haven't even taken time to read it. Like, you're so on the defense. It makes me feel like you already knew about it. And I know people keep saying, well, maybe she didn't know. Maybe Rocky was just saying her name. But in all legalities, that's enough for a judge to indict her too. So while you sitting there taking up for him, and you sitting up there saying, no, he didn't do this. If they press legal charges and say, hey, he's embezzled this from our group, as a manager on the back end, then yes, you're going to go down with it too, because even when they're trying to tell you what's going on, you're not even listening. This is from a legal standpoint. I think Tasha really needs to take a step back and take a good look at her life and where it's going, and figure out that these people that she got in her life is not good for her. Like, I really don't think she understands that. Like, Rocky is not good for her. Not because because he's out there cheating and everything, but because now he's causing you problems in your business dealing. And I wish she was smart enough to look at her contract. Like, she had a whole lot of pages that should have came in that contract. And I'm pretty sure he got him a cut out of that contract. In somewhere in that contract, he's got him a cut out of it. So even if she makes some money, which I don't think her gospel career gonna go very far, because here it is, you want us to buy into that you had to talk to God. Your invitation was that you was talking to God, and I don't see nothing of God in you. Not saying that it ain't. I'm just saying I don't see it. So I can't support you, and say, hey, I want to hear your invitation, your conversation with God, because I don't believe that you had one yet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, can I jump in on that?
Hold on really quick, because we're gonna revolve the panel.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
In my opinion, delivers her reads, and you think you're moving right along. She's talking about God, and then pow. In my opinion. Okay.
And Mims, and let me tell you something. The thing about Giselle telling Alexia and Marisol they can't speak. The whole thing about it was they wasn't in that moment. They wasn't talking about Giselle. They was talking to themselves. And if you watch Miami, they do this a lot. Like, this is second nature to them. They'll get into a conversation and they're talking in English, and all of a sudden they go into this Spanglish shit. Because it ain't necessarily Spanish neither, because even if you've been Spanish, if you had Spanish training, which I have, some of the Spanish words don't come out Spanish. It comes out more like that Ebonic Spanish.
No, I get what you're saying. I definitely understand. I have started watching the show. I know that they do that, but I'm a fair person. I also know that even in that instance, they weren't necessarily talking about Giselle or whatever. They have done it where they have talked about Candace right there in front of her face while speaking a different language. So that coin flips both ways, but I was really surprised. So y'all, the word of the day is inclusivity. Yesterday's word was what was yesterday's word?
Complicit.
And we need accountability in there too, because Tasha ain't gonna never take no accountability for her part in this. And you know what? This is the thing too. Like, I was watch what happened live too. And here's my thing. When Tamika got up there and said she hadn't talked to her mama nor her sister, now here I am. I'm on the like, what? Like, now that she just came to the social media and told us to stay out of her business, that she been trying to call her sister. And Tamika, now you know I didn't take your money. Just answer the phone for me and mama. And then Tamika get up on there and say, I ain't talked to damn one of them. Now make that make sense.
I have heard, in all fairness, that some people are now saying that they really do not like that Tamika is still doing a media tour talking about it. A lot of people are still team Tamika, but other people are saying that they are tired of her, talking about it.
They talked about it at the concert too. She can't do nothing now. The statute of limitation has ran out on it. She can't. The only thing she can do is pretty much have them, do that they mail frauded or something like that, something that doesn't have a statute of limitation. But she can't do it on her behalf, because she can only just turn the information over to the state, and then they can decide if they want to, do it, because statute of limitation has ran out. But she already said she didn't really want to do it at all. But here's the thing. They said it at the concert too. They made a whole big old joke about it in their DC concert. They was talking about the $10,000 and everything. So
okay. Savannah, you're up next. Oh, because we're just going to roundtable it. People asking how they get the link. After I roundtable it, then I will drop the link again. and anybody else will be able to come up. So Savannah, you're next. Then is Messenger, then Leo, Tamara, Renaissance, Brittany, and then we'll revolve the panel out.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Hey, panel. So the episode started cringeworthy for me. So when Tamika went to the studio to meet up with her sister, and she ran into Rocky, and knowing that he had her tape, and the way he was looking at her, and to me, all I could see was the way him just ooh, to me it just seemed like he was looking at her through her clothes, and she was just so uncomfortable in that space with him, and I just felt for her at that moment. It just from
Was it
there
like
it was
was
just,
it like Mia's husband G when he told Karen, "Ooh, girl, you look so good." Was it like that?
yes, it was like that. It was just uncomfortable for me at that moment. I felt for her at that moment, and I was glad that he left and allowed them to have that time as sisters. I have 5 sisters, and so I know that they needed
Hold
that
on.
time.
I'm sorry. We got somebody in the chat. You cannot literally just start cursing. So, don't know if you're new here or if you're spamming. You can't say those things because YouTube will kick you out. So just FYI. Sorry to interrupt, Savannah.
No worries, no worries. So yeah, but anyway, so I'm glad that the sisters, although it was short-lived or whether it wasn't genuine at that time, but although it did not seem genuine on Tasha's part, but that they did come to some type of understanding between them. I did think there was a lot of ego between both groups last night with the whole episode and the whole going to dressing as ex-strippers or whatever that mess was, the madness. I don't know. Oh my goodness, it was a lot. It was a lot last night with it was a great show. Knowing that the person that made the
Hold
most
on,
sense
hold
to
on. I'm
me.
sorry. If you are not talking, you got to mute. So I'm going to mute everybody except for Savannah. Okay, everybody. Savannah, I apologize. I am really we have probably tried Savannah's nerves at this point. Savannah is probably over there putting her hair in a bun, pulling out her Timbs and Vaseline, and say, if one more person interrupt me, she goes.
That's okay. I'm Puerto Rican. That's okay. I'm used to it. Is what we do. But no, it's knowing that the person that made the most sense to me last night was Tiny. I was like, okay, this is my type of show. But it's a shame that we have only one episode left, but it's a mess. It is a hot mess. It is just two girl groups who are full of egos, and although I understand their business sense, um, I am just seeing just ego trips on both sides. It's not about what's best for the public. And they're not doing it as they're not coming to the table of what's best for business, and they're not coming to the table they're not chasing the bag. They're just coming for ego on both sides. I don't see them coming for
You don't see them coming for who? Savannah? Y'all, we didn't piss Savannah off and she left. Savannah. Okay. So we'll come back to you, Savannah. I think something went on with your mic. Messenger, you're up.
Okay. I would like to talk about Latasha. I want y'all to excuse my voice, please. It's going to come back together. I want to talk about Latasha, and I want to have mercy for her because she's been married, I believe they said, over 27 years. And this is my thing. Every time a demon come and a cleanup lady come, they want a woman that has spent 30 years to just give up her husband. Oh, get out of here. Because that husband sometimes stop functioning. and he'll sit his behind down. If he ain't leave his wife, then he just wants to be disrespectful like R. Kelly and mess with 1,000 women. But at the end, she's going to get the victory. So she just got to hold on and close her legs until he come with some righteousness towards her. But let me tell you this. She has it at the mama. Okay.
I don't think
she
her legs will ever open again if she's waiting for righteousness from Rocky.
Okay, yeah, because he's worse. Todd is worse than Rocky. But let me go ahead and say this. She was not in an open relationship because all of that abomination is accepted in today. She thought, oh, let me just say that so everybody could relax. No way. I was raised in the church. We couldn't curse. So stop lying and being manipulated. That demon, God gonna handle him. He probably gonna come limp. He only have her money. The gospel record had no Holy Spirit in it, no victory. She sounded off key. You know, I could go on and on and on. And then
He's gonna go limp.
Yeah, they gonna go limp. They go limp. Yeah, gonna go limp and sit his behind down. But let me tell you something about Miss Tamika. I thought I was the only one to say she doing too much. My God, sit your behind down. Letting Candy and Tiny put a battery in your back. Sit down, cause baby.
People want to know how Todd got in this. Now, what did Todd do?
Todd is a piece of garbage, and Candy's a greedy. He got to support Todd. That's how he got in it. Because we talk about
that's not true.
I just want to answer the question how Todd got in it. And I'll let y'all say, I'm going to answer that question how Todd got in it. We are talking about men that are a piece of garbage.
Todd's okay.
Okay, but you don't. This the thing. Okay, we judge people for what they show us. You ain't never seen a instance where you can call that man garbage. Like let's make it clear. Okay, before Candy even got with Todd, he was a producer on their show. Okay, he had to quit his job to date this lady. Okay, he was a producer on the show, so he wasn't after her for her money. He was a producer on the show. So I want you to make it make sense to me.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Oh, yeah.
Let me know when you want me to answer.
Just really quickly, because I feel like Todd just caught a stray. Tell me specifically why you think Todd is trash. What has he done?
First of all, nothing. That's one. Okay. Like how he managed her money well. Okay, he spends all her money in the strip clubs. The baby was born. He was at the strip club.
But technically, can he spend the money if Candy's at the strip club with him? They have that kind of relationship. They both go to the strip club.
Those lies. Candy busy working. Tina Turner.
No, this is what she says. They have
Tina Turner's busy working for Ike. Candy's Tina. Okay. Candy Tina.
I think you're trolling just a little bit, Messenger.
I'm a faithful subscriber. I'm not a troll. I'm a faithful subscriber.
No. I said trolling. Like I go to Gabor's channel and I troll him a little bit. I give him a hard time. I go to all my friends' channel
I'm
and I
just
troll
stating my opinion, and I'm going to stand 10 toes down.
I'm
telling the truth. I believe.
Okay, well, Miss Barbara, that's fine. I believe you. Okay, but let me tell you something. Okay, I'm a firm believer on. You stand 10 toes down in it, okay? Todd ain't never said nothing that made me think he was anything like Rocky, okay? He ain't never stole from nobody. He ain't never tried to do no side deal. You ain't heard him out in the streets sleeping around with other women. You ain't never heard that out of Todd. He don't even get in there. He don't. Wait a minute. Hold on, Miss Barbara. Hold on. He don't even get in their business, okay? They had a whole speak on about it. Nobody else's husband is in the business but Tasha's husband, Rocky.
Okay,
the snake that's stealing from everybody. He's not only stealing from Tasha's sister. He's stealing from the church. He done stole from her. He done stole from her, and he done stole from the group. Now I don't know how you figure that Todd is anywhere near this man, but that just don't make no sense.
Okay, I'll make it make sense. Let me answer. Let me know if I can answer her.
No, you can answer, but then after that, we got to move on and bring the temperature down. So that you are more than welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna make it make sense. Todd don't got no worries.
No, girl, don't take my name now.
No, I'm promoting.
I'm playing with you. I'm gonna
make it make sense. I'm only playing too to have fun with with her, with that queen up there. I'm gonna make it make sense. Todd ain't got no worries. Just get his money ready. Okay, he don't got no problems. He don't need to be in the commotion because this woman is working night and day, day and night. Okay, they got too much money to let their business be out there. Baby, if you ever believe that Todd ain't getting no coochie, never. My experience as a woman is going to stand 10 toes down on that.
I feel like you used to maybe shoot marbles with Mama Joyce. I feel like you and Mama Joyce have.
Excuse me about my throat. I'm gonna get it together. I've been screaming
not
that.
Not about your throat. I'm just playing because Mama Joyce gave Todd a hard time.
No, she sound like me.
Oh no, that's not what I was saying. I was saying it. How you are choosing to go in on Todd.
You was hurting my feelings. I wasn't playing with you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Barbara. Urban Educator said this lady gets kicked off every channel. I'm the kind of channel where as long as you're not like saying something like really just derogatory, everybody is welcome on this channel.
Amen.
Everybody's welcome to have their opinion.
I repented for my sins.
Amen.
I apologize.
I am Leo Aries. Yes, you do have to go after this. It is your job now to bring the temperature down. It's your turn.
Of course I will. Get right back on topic. Tamika really does a number on herself based on her history with her family, because what she does is dim her own light. I know everybody is so sick and tired of her speaking on her situation with her sister, but y'all got to realize she going on. It's a tour junket, so of course she gets asked the questions that's hot on these YouTube streets, that's hot on the Twitter streets, that's hot on Black Twitter. I mean, she got to answer those questions, and that's what she does, and she's speaking the truth. That's her own truth, and I think that is what's going to make her just right to be a friend of on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I feel bad. I'm right there. I feel bad for her to have to dim her light to give the light to her sister because of the dynamic between the sisters and their mom. Right? She's been so used to dimming her light, but with the support from Candy and Tiny, and I love Tiny too, y'all. I got a brand new respect for Tiny. Tiny has really shined in this too. I always seen Tiny as the person in the background, ain't really saying nothing, just really going with the flow. She has also agreed on to speak on it that Tasha can talk with Tasha in the group. They love Tasha, but they can't do real business with Tasha because of her man. They won't separate. Tasha won't separate herself from Rocky to do business. They always known that Rocky has been doing backhand deals. They've been hearing the rumors, but God put things in place. The God that Tasha believed in put things in place where it was seen. The fifth member, that where things were seen. So now Tasha is out there. That's the reason why she must have seen the clips, or she must have been aware of the new episode that was going to come out on Sunday. She put out her apology tour. She did her crying. I do believe she loved her sister, but I believe she loved Rocky more. I believe she is really so deep in the stuff that her and Rocky are into, she can't really separate it. And I just checked on her video that she did. I don't know if the song is "You Saved Me." That song, I really like that song. Now, I think she kind of cut back on the vocals. The vocals is kind of weak.
Was she not doing a lot of runs?
She's not doing the run. She's not doing the run, but she ain't putting the full throat on it. She didn't put the full throat on it. That the views of that video is at like 430,000 views for that video. I don't know.
From how long ago?
I don't know.
Let me investigate. I'll be investigating.
Investigate.
Hold on one second, Leo. Miss Barbara goes on every platform and cause confusion. She's a troublemaker. Look, guys,
don't do that.
You don't have to respond. I may open. This is an open panel. This is for all of you guys. That means that there are going to be people on here that you don't agree with. And I'm not gonna run somebody off one of my panels just because whatever. Miss Barber has not said anything super disrespectful. If she don't like Todd, that's fine. I don't have a problem with Todd. I don't agree with Miss Barber, but everybody gets their right to say how they feel on the platform. That's what being fair is about. But thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate it, Purple Bella. Let me run and get my prayer cloth. For who? Who you gonna run to? What is happening, y'all? I believe we got Renaissance Conscious next, Brittany, then Tamara, and then I'm gonna rotate this panel out. Gabor is in my comment section cutting up. He is about to get kicked out. No, I'm just playing. So, in my opinion, Zelina, Miss Barber, and I am Leo. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down so I can drop that link and bring up the next panel.
Hey, Mims.
I apologize to anybody I ever offended before I repented for my sins. Thank you.
You don't have to like Motown said to Tasha. You ain't got to apologize to us.
Hey, Mims.
I just want you to know I'm gonna be a faithful subscriber.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Mims, you was right about one thing.
What? I'm right about one thing.
I know. I'm just saying. You was right about when you did that Motown video, and you was like Motown is standing behind her. You know they've been deleting comments, the bad comments about her.
Wow.
On their on their Instagram page. Go to their Instagram page. It's people reposting. Why y'all taking my comment down? This girl ain't no god. Why y'all taking our comments down? Like, yeah, they taking people comments down. I just keep putting mine back up there. I don't care. You take mine down. I don't care how many times.
I'm cracking.
I mean, you got to think about it. When I did that, hold on, because there's an echo. When I did that video, somebody, a subscriber named Nicole, had actually sent me that screenshot, and then I just started researching. And yes, EJ Gaines is in fact a senior. Is he a senior VP? He is a bigwig there, and he signed her. So that means that money was spent on Tasha. Now you have this horrible media firestorm going around. It would only make sense that he would choose to back her and get some type of crisis management team in there to figure out what their next steps were, because this whole second $30,000 alleged crime was coming down the pike. So, but thank you for that. You know, I'll be breaking stories.
Can I say one thing, ma'am, before you drop me? This is Zelina, real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
I totally agree with, in my opinion, when she said about Tasha got to stop acting like she don't know what's going on. Because every time you bring Tasha up something, I don't know. What is this? I don't know. I just want to say one thing. Candy said that the wire transfer was sent to Rocky's business. Rocky business, when you have a business, and I'm gonna keep saying it over and over, you do your taxes. I don't care if it's a CPA that does your taxes or accountant that does your taxes. You still have to sign off on that, and you have to sign off, and so that means you know what the money was coming in and the money was going out on that business. And you can't. Even Steve Harvey got in trouble for when his accountant wasn't paying his bill and he owed like $10 million to the IRS. They don't care about, I didn't know, I don't know, they don't care. If it's your stuff, you should know. They're not going to care that my husband did it. I didn't know. I'm just want to say that she can't keep saying she don't know when it's your business. This is your personal business. You should know what's going on with your. And if you don't know, that's not the IRS fault. Okay, I'm gonna be in the chat, but I just wanted to say that part.
Zelina likes to come with the facts, so thank you so much, Zelina. I don't know if we'll be doing this tomorrow. Maybe like Thursday. Well, I don't know. We'll see, because the news cycle is very fast, y'all. And I'll be trying to keep up, but it's a whole lot of drama. So I will see you, Zelina, next time I go live, because you got a lot to say. And she be dropping facts, y'all. Bye, Zelina. Okay. So Renaissance, Tamara, Brittany is yours, and I see everybody in the back. Gabor, I did drop the link. Is your up, Renaissance?
Okay, thank you so much for letting us on the platform. We love you so much, Mims. And I want to first touch on the speaking Spanish and the language thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am originally from Texas, and I moved to Florida and lived there for 10 years. And it was like a complete culture shock. even though Texas borders Mexico and you know, you get to Florida and it's almost as if you're in a land of being in the United States, but English is not the first language. I literally could go to places and pull up to a restaurant and they tell me, I'm sorry, we don't speak English here. So I said all that to say this. I think that as with anything, there is no way that I could go to France and demand that France speak English. If I go to a country that I love and I want to become a part of that country, then part of that would be me taking responsibility to learn the language. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I have totally seen that happen. I've also worked in HR. And the thing with it is that when you get hired on a job to speak, or when you're speaking Spanish, you're supposed to speak that for whatever that job purpose is. I.e., if I work in customer service, I speak that on the phone. If we're in a group of our coworkers, it's considered to be somewhat, because there are members who don't know what you're saying. And you could be saying something to curse that person out. So to keep it at you just speak the language of wherever you're at, just like I'm sure, you know, I think that there's just a kind of a respect or an etiquette thing, just out of kindness. It's kind of like if I get on here and I say, "Ooh, yay, a itch bag." Well, if you ain't born in the 70s, you don't know I just cussed you out. I just spoke pig Latin, right? So, you know, you just shouldn't, just to keep the, you know, just to be, but anyway, enough of that. Good to the good stuff.
Well, no,
Now,
I mean, that's a good point. That's why this was a topic. I thought that I was right when I was like, you can't tell nobody what language they could speak.
And you can, it's not about, you can have pride over the language that you speak. And it's nothing, I'm with that, please. And I will say this, I don't speak much. This is the first platform I've really spoken on. I love memes. This is it.
Well, you look nice. Y'all see, she got her nice top
you got
on.
You got to come right here. The church people is here. The church ladies, man, you got to put on your Sunday best. You know, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. I just got work.
Okay.
But no, honestly. So it's just an edit of couth that and etiquette. It's kind of like when I was raised, when you walked into a house, you spoke to everybody in the room. My grandmother would literally make me walk back outside and re-ring the doorbell to come back in and speak. Like you said, the millennials, they're not taught that they'll walk in, step over, you don't care. I'm like, excuse me, so it's just, I think that's kind of the barrier. But as far as HR is concerned, oh yes, you cannot do that at work. You can, I've been a man and I will tell them, please don't. In the break room, now on real breaks, you can speak it with your coworkers, but just us talking, oh no, ma'am. With Tasha, and it's a gray area. It's a gray area. And they could be speaking positively. They very well could too, but they may not. Because you think about people, we look at facial expressions. So if someone's saying something, they may be talking about what happened yesterday at home, but you may get them, you just don't, why, hey, so, but as far as the Xscape thing that's going on, I want to say this. I think, a lot has been said about Tasha's response to it and also Tamika's response. And I know if any people who watching, I know women, we all know somebody, a friend, auntie them, mama them, somebody them that may be in a relationship and they tend to be turned blinders, i.e. we could be in the car driving and we see your husband over there and a girl like that and she,
you talking about Wendy Williams? You being shady?
Right. They're just kind of, right. So, and then if you tell them something, they don't really want to hear it. I think that over the years, Tasha has gotten into a situation where she knows, and that's why I said the last time, she knows what's going on, but she just chooses not to know. And why would someone choose to do that? Most times it's because that person is two things. The other person feeds something that they can't feed in themselves, i.e. I can very best believe you that Rocky probably makes her feel like the most beautiful loved woman outside of him screwing everything and that got two legs and a hole in the center. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure he's, oh, you're beautiful, you this, you that, you that. And the second thing is
not even a hole in the center.
Well, husband, I didn't say that. Allegedly, it's just our opinions. It's our opinions, y'all. Our opinions. We just talking. We trying to make it make sense. But no, seriously. The other thing is, and everybody can kind of attest to this, the biggest fear for most people is being the unknown. Sometimes we'll sit uncomfortably because it's familiar to us. It's familiar to her to be in a spot where she's glorified. I'm sure, oh, you baby, you got the most beautiful boys. You don't need them. You the biggest, because isn't that what family did? Ain't that what, you know what I'm saying? And then when you look at where Tamika sits in that space where she's probably felt like she was never enough. She was always a little bit under. So she's always been the one to kind of bring the positive spirit. But if I look at energies and I looked at their sign, I think she's a Scorpio. And what you ain't going to do to a Scorpio, they're going to go so far and then they're going to come out and sting you. And that's all she's doing. She's coming out and she's
really, really quickly. There is some things that I kind of unearthed. And when we were talking about jealousy, I think that partly stems from the parents, because Tamika's mother in present day told her she was jealous of her sister. And I started doing a deep dive and I found out that I thought it was about their relationship. But when I started listening to the father's interview, they had been telling her from childhood, you're jealous of your sister because you don't have her voice. Now, the father did come out and say eventually she did get a voice that was just as strong and beautiful. But when you are in a musical family and from a child, it's very hard to hear, well, your sister is the voice. Your sister is this. So you have to like work twice as hard to get there. But,
And see, my mom used to always tell me, and psychologists have studied it now, whatever you tend to study. You give a child what they need from 0 to 7, and everybody can take this home to the bank. You can tonight write down your memories of your childhood from the age of 0 to 7. Anything you remember that pop up in your mind and how it made you feel. Because whatever those feelings were, when you hadn't really gotten your speech right, you couldn't quite put words to it, but the soul was trying to manage the flesh, and it dealt with emotions in a tumultuous. What's the word I'm looking for? In a very tumultuous way. So you didn't really know how to do it. What happens is in the conscious mind as adults, we do that same thing and we act those out. Tasha kind of seemed as a bully because of that, because she was always glorified. She kind of has an inflated ego to a certain, and Rocky fed into that. With Tamika, on the other hand, she's kind of always been, trying to keep the peace. She's always stuck up for her sister. Where she has to learn her balance is, when do I say no? Because she could have also, back when this happened, did what she needed to do and press them charges, but she couldn't do it because she was too scared. Well, I don't want to make nobody mad. I'm already not. And that was her fear. In this world, we all have to balance our own individuality. Because if you go in excess of anything, it's excessive. And if you go in it, so that's the key. Once they get that underlined, once Tasha comes from, first thing she got to do is love her. And what she would probably end up doing is having to rid herself of that toxic relationship. Now, when she came out online and said she was in an open relationship, baby girl, that was real surface open level. Because what she was saying was, I'm aware. I think right now, somewhere today, she is hurt very bad because it's probably a lot of things she wasn't aware of, but she just rode along the surface. And now she thought of the best thing she could say to make herself perceived to be look good, because she's trying to come out with this gospel album. If I say this, at least I know there's some people out there that believe in this open relationship. But at the end, the way she has that stunned face when she look at it, maybe Rocky didn't tell her, but at some degree she has to be aware, because you live there, you spending the money, baby girl. Women, we knows it, we feel things. I mean, she feels
this lace front that wasn't cheap.
Okay, baby girl, who about that?
Hold on. Okay.
It look good right there, though.
You have mic dropped, but I gotta let the next person go.
Thank you.
Come in and you have spoke a full word. Yes, Latasha did look good right here. That $30,000 was well spent.
Yes.
I'm gonna drop you down, but I know you're gonna be back and you're gonna.
I'll stay in the background if you need me. Okay.
You have another cute top going on. You look good. You got.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your show.
Mic drop. No,
thank you for your show.
Have a good one. Gabor is chomping at the bits. I know.
What?
I know Gabor is chomping at the bits. It is your turn, Brittany Star. But Gabor, you are more than welcome to jump in because I know he's gonna have some retorts.
No, I just came to chill a little bit. Before I go cook this chicken.
You came to kick it?
Yeah, for a little bit before I cook this chicken. Go ahead.
Okay, Sean, really quickly. We got y'all better leave Marvin alone. Now, Sean, why you gotta stir Miss Barbara up? You know, Miss Barbara then came over here and said all this stuff about Todd. Jamie probably then told Candy, and I don't even know. Thank you so much, Sean. We got a couple more. Because somebody made a good point, and I gotta address it. Sharon says it's okay to have different opinions on your channel, but you can't and shouldn't have people on making disparaging statements without proof about people. Now, that is true. Although I have my allegedly banner up, we do, with the straight shooters, have to be responsible. That's why I asked follow-up questions. And Ms. Barbara, love you to death, but you did not say anything concrete about Todd that backed up your claims that he was all those words that you called him. So
well, he is like Rocky, though. He is like Rocky.
Oh my God.
The only difference is that Candy got a bank account and she let him have access to it. And Latasha ain't really got no money.
Not Gabor. That's not true. Can I just have to on that? Because
hold on really quick. Hold on. We're for the rest of this time, we're gonna do a full open panel where everybody can just kind of like chime in because we ain't gonna be on here all night. But let me get to these super chats and y'all can, Guava Berry Moon says, who's buying the album with someone who's allegedly a thief and has shown themselves to be sneaky and disingenuous on Good Friday? Oh Lord, because that is when she's dropping her album, y'all. It is on Good. I'm gonna stream it. I'm streaming it
too.
I'm gonna let y'all see what it's about. I don't ever want to just completely knock somebody down without lifting them up. Somebody came on the panel and said they heard her song and it was good. And at the end of the day, she can turn this around. She can give her sister back that money. She can really, she can turn this around. I have faith.
I want you to be careful. I want you to be careful streaming that album. For real, they probably got something set up to where they got your credit card information when you stream that album. You need to be careful with them. No, for real. You need to be careful with them. They slick. They slick like that.
It's gonna spam me. I'm a
I don't know. I don't trust them.
Get my credit card information.
You wouldn't even leave your cell phone around her.
I don't trust them.
Not the cell phone.
Zelina Gilbert says, yes, I was a nurse for 20 years and HR used to tell us English only while working and on break in the hospital. Now, Zelina, I then did my due diligence. I still stand firm in telling you that I will never tell somebody they can't speak their own language. But if a senior vice president of HR says that there's a gray area, I take new information and I apply it to my life. That is how you become successful in life. You take new information. You don't just stand on what you believe. So I question people's motive. Thank you, Zelina. I got a couple more and then y'all can go. Kaylin917 says, Latasha blocked me from IG for calling her out. Latasha then blocked a few people on this panel. I think maybe Latasha blocked, in my opinion, and I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but you know who I'm talking about. She showed me that she got blocked. Latasha, and they are not playing over at Motown.
I have a quick question. But what's the purpose of going to her Instagram and calling her out? You got 1,001 people that's going to her Instagram and calling her out. Like, of course she's gonna block you.
But she's singing the work of the Lord.
They are. Have you been to church lately? They all sinners.
Thank you, Kaylin. Q the content guy says, Crimea River, we still not interested in buying the album on Good Friday, Passover, Easter. We not interested. Well, what about Christmas? What about Christmas?
I don't want Latasha singing that thieving spirit on me. Y'all can let her put it on y'all. I don't want the thieving spirit on me.
Listen, if you gonna sing gospel, if people did, the churchy people always say that songs bring spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Who want the spirit of thievery, bribery, extortionism,
open relationships?
All of that. I don't want them spirits in my house. I don't even want them spirits. If somebody played it outside, I'm going outside with my seeds.
Could you imagine listening to that album and your husband asking you for an open relationship?
Child, the devil's a lie.
You need to hire me for a PR person. I'm gonna just say that. Lataco, if you watching this video, girl, hire me for PR. Because let me tell you how you should have spent it. While you was on there crying, you should have been like in your tears, and you should have been like, see, sister, what you didn't know is I had a tape in that safe too. So when I came home and Rocky told me that the tape was missing, it's not just your tape that's out there, it's my tape too, but I apologize.
I know.
I took my husband
not like you.
I said I was in an open marriage.
But from a PR standpoint,
I'm an Old Testament wife.
can
You
she
know,
turn
like
this
Lot.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. So the thing is, if we're not talking, we gotta mute because the people can't actually understand or make out what we're all saying. So continue, Noah.
I'm just saying, as far as the open marriage, you see, the Bible has an Old Testament and a New Testament. I'm an Old Testament wife. You know, if y'all know the story, Lot had many wives. So don't judge me, but the Lord is bringing me into the New Testament. Amen. Glory be to God. Girl, Tasha, call me, girl, because baby, I would throw Rocky right up under that bus that same bus he got my face put on. I'd be throwing him right up under it. Yes, God, he would go on. Everything would be Rocky folk. It would.
But then she would end up paying. She would end up paying alimony, just like Mary J. Blige, because she's gonna leave him, divorce him, and she is the breadwinner. And Mary is still to this day working hard to pay
that
alimony.
album that she putting out that's gonna set a new record for going great value. It ain't even gonna go wood. It's gonna go great value.
She can still go back to Xscape once she
they gotta get
realistically, do we
hold
listen to
on
gospel
really
like
quickly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. Everyone swore that Bobby Brown turned Whitney out. I do not believe Rocky is her ringleader. I believe she is.
I believe that too.
Urban
Educated. She don't have enough self-esteem to be the ringleader. She doesn't have enough self-esteem.
I don't think she's smart enough.
Can we talk about Coco and SWV? Definitely, because there was a second part to speak on where Candy said I was right in how I felt about how Coco insulted that black man who is trying to move up in the world. So we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, Steven,
the one,
the graphics guy.
Yeah,
I did not like that at all, and I low key went off.
Meant it personally.
So are we supposed to be scared of Coco because she take medicine?
Yes,
girl. Anybody worry about Coco.
I'm just saying. I mean, I think that's how people with medicine act. Like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Be crazy with your medicine.
They're gonna have to go get it calibrated. I'm not just because you take medicine, you're not about to talk to me any kind of way.
And Candy is known to mess up a whole studio. But Brittany, you're up, then Star, then we just start that whole open panel. So because I told you guys you were next.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was fine with the just shooting the shit with her. I'm sorry, shooting the crack with everybody back and forth. That's pretty much okay. I didn't have no real
shooting the crack.
I said SHIT the first time, and then I hurried up and then I tried to bring it back, and I said shooting the CRAP. That's what I.
I thought you said shooting the crack. I was like,
no,
wait, I haven't even heard of that.
No,
okay, my bad.
No, that lady, when she said something about Todd, that just threw me kind of like off. Here's what I'll say. Todd definitely is probably playing the back scenes or whatever the case may be, but he's a pretty okay guy. If a guy is willing to quit their job to be with you, it stands for something. You can't really, like, he liked her, so let him have it. Like, I don't really want to say nothing weird about that. I'm just saying, it looks like love was trying to come through.
Well, you know, today they anniversary.
Look at happy anniversary. From the shirt.
Yesterday they anniversary. They got married 4/4/12. So they anniversary. And today Beyonce and Jay-Z anniversary.
Oh, they've been married for 11 years.
Yeah.
Oh
wow.
Somebody go play that number.
Kim Burrell singing to Jay and Beyonce for their anniversary.
Well, Brittany, thank you for the segue if you're done. Because what I wanted to say to Gabor was that you cannot sit up here and say that Ty is a bad man. Now, when you go to the general public, Ty was making over $200K. That is a decent amount of money for the average person. So for people going on Ty all the time, I just be a little bit confused. Now, for Candy status, yeah, that was like that was nothing. But to the average woman, Todd makes very good money before he got with Candy, so we got to stop going on him. He's actually one of the most decent husbands that's been on TV for quite some time.
Can I respond to that real quick? To help out real quick today? $200,000 for living in New York is not a lot of money. I do agree with you that Todd, Todd is a good guy in my eyes, but I had to respond to that.
Who are you?
I'm gonna leave his finances out of it, but he a cool kid. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't mind Todd. I don't know why Todd gets a bad rap. I don't mind. He I think he loves Candy. I do think
love her
that
money.
That's what Mama Joyce said, not us.
Okay. Was that your? I think it was Star and Brittany. Did you guys get your points out?
Oh no, I've had more to say, but Brittany, if you got something to say,
No, jump, Brittany. You then waited. You definitely.
Yeah, Brittany,
get
if you
your
got
points
something.
out.
I don't think I have too much to say besides that Tasha's not smart enough to be a ringleader about nothing. The girl gets her face handed to her every time somebody says something about Rocky. That's why she was looking at that paper, because she was trying to pick her face up off that, because Rocky told her that nobody wasn't going to find out, but these girls was right in front of their face finding out, and that girl ain't have a word to nothing. She said, let me call Rocky, and that nigga ain't never answer the phone. Guarantee you he ain't answer that darn phone. Look at her face on that paper. She like, I be goddamn.
She probably
Yep,
didn't know. I mean, is it safe to say like she didn't know and he was just going off and just saying like, well, I talked to my wife and he really didn't talk to her?
I think it's
Could that have
safe to
happened?
say.
No.
I think it's safe to
Well,
say
why
that
you
he's
say no,
been-
Gabor? Why you say no?
Well, I just to Latasha dirty. I believe he talked the way that the messages wrote. It made it seem like Latasha was the ultimate diva, and if he tell her not to go on, she ain't going on to perform.
Right.
And I believe that he talked to her. If you listen to Candy speak on it, she basically said that she was not doing shows with them, and Latasha wanted her to come back in the group. And Tiny said she didn't understand why Tasha don't even like Candy, and she couldn't understand why they were going from splitting the money 3 ways to 4 ways.
I don't believe that this vase right here tells you everything that you need to know about how she interprets what Rocky does. That smile, if you had 6 weeks ago sat there with your sister and your sister alleged that your man had stole 30,000 from her, by the time you are sitting in this scene and you are seeing more concrete proof, then somebody who was open to that conversation would have said, I have never seen this before. Y'all are catching me off guard with this. I'm listening to what my sister said. I'm listening to what my sister said 6 weeks ago. I did not believe her. But now you guys are showing me something new. It's not, oh, let me call him. It's let me review all this. Let me talk to my attorney now, because now we got a pattern. It was 30,000 6 weeks ago, and now it's another 30,000. And he over here stressing about my $1,000 wig.
Did you hear, Mims? Did you hear that Don Juan said that he had to pay that man?
I did, and I will be talking to Don Juan. Just shout out.
But
Don
why would Don Juan pay
here.
him?
Hold on 1 second. Don Juan is supposed to be up over here, and we can ask him all those questions. He'll be over here on this channel. So just FYI.
But y'all, can I
hold on 1 second, because I stopped Angel. Angel, jump in.
No, my thing is like they cut the scene, so we really don't get a chance to see exactly what happened. But but Candy was like, you and your husband are one. I mean, I think Tasha kind of shut down at that point, because no matter what she say, nobody was actually going to believe her. I do think on some level, whether she knew or didn't know, she's going to be complacent in it. But I honestly don't think that she knew that he was getting a kickback. I don't believe that.
The details, you could probably say he skimped on the details, but
That's
she
what I think.
is very aware of what's going on, because it's a thing when it's like this. You're the top person. What they say goes. So he kind of like empowers her to say X, Y, and Z. And the whole time, she's probably not really comfortable with saying these things or having this kind of attitude. But in the back of her mind, her husband done gassed her up to believe all this kind of stuff. So she's saying it, but it's kind of like an out-of-body experience. Like your mind can't physically believe what your lips are saying right now. You're just regurgitating information. Like sometimes I feel like she's super manipulated to the point that her mind doesn't work for herself. And then I have the second thought, and I'm like, well, the girl not that stupid. Like she made it through life all this time. But when you think about a person who has low self-esteem and really never really just thought less of themselves, it's probably plausible that she is able to be manipulated to the point that she does not like her. It's a disconnect between her mind and the words that come out of her mouth. And we watch it time after time. When she made that point and she was like, you don't hear me in the news or nothing like that, that's not because nothing is happening. That's because you'll be an a-hole to come out and blast yourself on TV. You have what we see now is not because you or your husband said it. It's the things that you are unable to hide, the idiosyncrasies that we see play out between the relationships, the body language, the facial expressions. There are certain levels of communication that you can't hide. And I don't care what the producers are giving us, they never made you do that. They just showed you do that on a time did not do it. You did it 3 weeks ago. So that's the part that Tasha is forgetting. And I keep saying this. She acts like we weren't around when Xscape came out. We all watched the demise of the group. All we're doing is putting this information that we see on TV back to what happened in 98. That's all we're doing. Because this is our history that we're living. It's our music.
Girl, get it together. Connect the dots.
I just feel like that is my thing with Tasha. So I don't try to give her too much, but I definitely give her everything that she's coming to, because you literally sit in front of that husband and you smile without a care in the world. And you got to tell yourself, I'm done. Like, I can't be, yeah, you
in
are.
a Louis Vuitton robe. She
In your Louis Vuitton robe.
and them kickbacks.
And so when they were making the $1 million, I have a quick question. When they were making the $1 million on the tour, she didn't offer to pay Tamika back her money, and Tamika didn't make a big deal out of getting her money back. And whenever you talk to Don Juan, ask Don Juan, like, what's the real issue between her and Candy? Because it got to be something. I need something concrete outside of saying lead all the time.
I have an idea.
When I hear y'all say stuff about Tasha.
Hold on one second, Gabor. Hold on. So we were talking about Brittany. Dang it. Angel, you made me forget. I had a response for Brittany. When it comes to Tasha, and I forgot. You made me
You
forget.
said you had a theory, man.
Angel, can you repeat what you said?
No, I wanted to understand, like, the whole thing between she and Candy. Like when you talk to Don Juan, like, what's the concrete? Like, I'm having a hard time to believing that these two people don't like each other because one or the other saying lead. I just
What was your other
like
question?
Concrete.
What was your other question before that, though?
I don't know. Did you know? Because I don't know.
I had a whole response, but I forgot. You made a good point. You asked a question about, I don't know. What were you saying?
He asked. I think his question was about Tasha and how do we know that Tasha is involved in it?
No, I don't think that was it either.
Was it about, because he also said something about paying the money back when they made the
money?
money?
Yes. So from what I've been piecing together, I don't think that Tamika actually ever really addressed that with Tasha. I think that she went straight to the mom and said she stole my money, and the mom shut her down at that point, and she never went back and said anything specific to Tasha.
Gabor, you were right.
She said that she did.
No, she specifically said, I talked to my mama about it. We never heard her say in the past she talked to Tasha about it. She said Tasha knew. Meaning
yes, she did. Tasha just looked at her. She said that she had addressed Tasha about it, and Tasha just looked at her and basically was saying the same thing she's saying now. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Which interview was that? I've watched every interview.
I asked it like the second week. I was like, did she go and tell Tasha? What did Tasha say? She said that Tasha just looked at her. She said that Tasha didn't admit to anything.
But which interview? Because I've watched. Yeah,
I forget, but I heard her. I forget. It must have been the Access. It had to be either been on her Speak On It or the Access Atlanta one, because she said that Tasha just looked at her and Tasha didn't. Because that's what I was asking at first. Did she tell Tasha, and was Tasha, you know what I'm saying? What did Tasha say? And she said that Tasha just looked at her. She said she just looked at her.
That's why I made the comment on your last show about the taxes, because she never really specified at what point.
I'm sorry. Really, really quickly, because we got a lot of super chats, and I definitely want to get to them. So just hold that one thought.
They said
write it down. Write it down.
Urban Educated says, "What do you guys mean? She bullied Candy and others for years. Big Tosh is all in this." I'm starting to believe that Tasha knows more than we initially thought. I wanted to put it all off on Rocky, but if that's the case, then you need to definitely show your sister and your bandmates who are alleging that this man has been getting kickbacks under the table that you are not a part of it, and that is not what you're doing. We got a few more. Sorry, guys. Everything was coming fast, and y'all was all dropping so much good stuff. Todd is helping Candy expand her brand. I mean, I'm with that. They definitely didn't have the old lady game before Todd came around, and but you're right, Sharon. Callie says the Spanish language was systematically used to shut African Americans out of jobs that had been mostly done by Black people. Todd brought nothing. So are you talking about in LA? Because I don't know that applies where I'm from.
That applies US wide.
I don't see that from my area.
Allegedly.
I don't agree with I don't agree with that statement. But Callie, if you put something in the comments, I'll pull it up. You don't have to do another super chat where you kind of explain where you're coming from, because in my region, I don't believe that African Americans get shut out of jobs just because somebody else speaks Spanish.
I think that's what she's saying, that you have to be bilingual.
Yeah, but
right.
Do you guys feel that you have to be bilingual for every job?
No, because African Americans weren't the minority at this point. So what that statement is, she's like contradicting herself with that. First of all, you have to remember, when did the African Americans stop being a minority, or when did they start being a minority in order to say that something like that? Because in America, Spanish people aren't looked at as a commodity, and I'm trying really hard not to be politically correct with
I do think being bilingual is a commodity. I mean, I'll have to really look at that, because on the surface it sounds offensive, but I'll have to really
Ain't there an HR person in
here? I don't want to be.
Hold on.
I don't want to be offensive, and I'm so
hold
sorry.
on one second. Hold on. Not what you're saying, what Callie said. On the surface, but now when I'm thinking about it and like taking it in, there is something to be said about jobs that require bilingual. But I don't know that necessarily means that everybody was pushed out, because I know little kids now who are
Black
bilingual.
specifically.
Can I say something?
I'm gonna have to look into that. That's a whole other, you opened it. Callie always opens a can of worms. So
can I say something?
Ma'am,
on
can
that
I
subject?
go? Because I've been waiting a little while,
Sorry,
and I was after Brittany.
Who? Wait, Brittany?
I was after Brittany.
Oh, Star?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second to do the super chats, and I'll swing back around to you. Evil Angel says, there has not been any real receipts given towards Todd, so I don't get why people still on him until they need to let it go. At this point, we really don't know, and Candy has been very open about what they do as a couple, so I don't really...
She's been very calculated.
Only thing I'm saying about Todd is that when Candy got with Todd, Candy did make Todd the bosses of all her other stuff. She even had done one in there crying, because all of a sudden when she married Todd, Todd was the new boss now. So Candy did give Todd, maybe not Xscape, but with everything that Candy had going on, she did make Todd the boss of everything. That's all I was trying to say.
I do think that Todd does manage. Todd is the partner, and she did pull Todd in because she trusted his work ethic. Don Juan, to my knowledge, is still the manager of every single one of Candy's businesses. And that is one more thing we got to get into, because they did an extra speak on it where Candy echoed the same sentiments that I did about Coco. But we got to get through these super chats, because I really appreciate you guys who have super chatted. Naturally, Mars says, we don't want that Delilah spirit over here. According to Tasha, she knows everything. According to Rocky, is federal. Thank you, Naturally. Sharon says, if Latasha wasn't aware, then why was she so adamant getting Candy back for the appearance for that show?
Facts.
I am starting to believe that Tasha is a lot more aware than everybody was comfortable with her being. We really did put everything off on Rocky. Rodney, hey Rodney. Rodney also said, "Good boy."
Hey, Rodney.
You came in here like you was about to start some ish. He has said
I did.
Rodney says, "Quiet as it's kept. Tasha ain't the Tasha out there who will follow her husband over a cliff with a smile. Anyways, does she know everything? No, but she knows at least 70% of Rocky's dealings. I need to know, if you over here saying you in an open marriage, are you able to bust it wide open for somebody else? Because I don't see him letting you do this. I see.
Well, he don't want to do it.
Good boy.
What? If he did, he wouldn't be everywhere else.
Oh my God! Thank you, Rodney.
I wanted to say to this is what I think that Latasha has against Kandi. I think that Latasha did not like that Kandi was so ambitious, right? It ate Latasha up that Kandi wanted to sing. And if you listen to what Tiny said on Pretty Hustle, once they got their last payment, Kandi was ready to do something the next day. Kandi was going to make sure that something worked out for her. And she did. And that's what Latasha does not like. You know what I'm saying? Kandi was very ambitious. And she made something work out for herself, something that Latasha was not able to do, even though she, quote unquote, has the voice. You know what I'm saying? She cannot stand that Kandi was ambitious and made something work for herself.
Let me piggyback off that, and I guarantee you, Star, the floor is absolutely yours. I'm even gonna make you the big screen. Jermaine Dupri was very specific. Although people do not like Kandi's voice, Kandi has a certain quality to her voice that's different. Tasha has a voice that, you know, the runs, y'all can say what you want. I went back and I reviewed Tasha in those early Who Can I Run Tos. It was absolutely beautiful. But Tasha, this whole time, it was kind of like Effie. You may be pretty, Dina, but I'm the voice. Now you have Jermaine Dupri, who is a super producer at the moment, saying, yeah, you can sing well, but what we want is something different. We want a different tone, a different quality, and we're going to give that to Kandi. So Kandi was singing lead, and after Jermaine Dupri saw that Kandi hit that #1 spot with that song, he continued to use her. So that further played into her insecurities, because I know that I can sing well. However, you are giving it to her consistently. And now I have to really evaluate who I am. I'm the oldest. They're all listening to me, but I'm not getting as many lead parts as I feel I deserve. And now you're giving it to her, that girl over there who people, you know, she can hit that high note, but I'm Tasha. I'm the one with the runs. It's me, Curtis. That's what I think that Tasha was feeling at the moment. But
for sure, but there was not. It's crazy because there was not a song where Tasha was not able to show her vocal ability. I mean, she was.
That's not the point, Gabor. You got to go based on. You have to go based on somebody who has self-esteem issues, who is being put in the back constantly, and now you are putting Kandi before me when everybody around me has always said that I'm
told
the
me
voice.
that I could. Right.
It doesn't matter.
And she wants to believe she's the voice. And how is it that I have the best voice, but she gets to do it and does it so easily? And it's not happened once, but it's happened twice. And how is that? And so it's that dealing
now
with
she's
that
sleeping with him
deep trauma.
and potentially the daddy. No, let me stop. I know we all know Kandi did not sleep with the daddy. Y'all do not come to me. I was just being funny. Star, the floor is yours, ma'am, and you are big screen. It's all you.
Thank you, Gabor. First off, thank you for letting me.
My name is not Gabor.
I'm sorry, Gabor. I'm sorry. Ma'ams.
I'm about to remove Star from this stream. Star, it was really nice having you.
I'm sorry, man.
Star has gone down here. No, I'm just playing.
So what I wanted to say, I was gonna start with Giselle, but since we're already on the topic of Tasha knew everything. She clearly stated that within her live when she was crying. She said there's nothing that she does not know about her husband. Also, we forget this promoter that he was getting kickbacks from, that was their friend. So no one can tell me that Tasha didn't know. He clearly laid it out in the text messages. Back to the other gentleman on here whose question is, why doesn't Tasha really like Kandi? I truly feel it's the fact that Kandi was friends with Rocky before Tasha and him was a thing. That's where the root of the problem is. And Rocky seems like the type of guy who probably used to talk pretty nice about Candy to Tasha, and that probably always stuck with her. And now that she is at the height, like she is like, I won't say the star of them, but she, she has a lot going on. So I also feel like that plays a role into it too. Like, damn, excuse me, you were friends with Candy before me and you got together. And then now look how Candy has progressed over me. She doesn't have the voice. I had a voice. So I think all of that plays a part into why Tasha just does not like that girl. Period. I think it starts from Rocky. Next, I wanted to talk about Gizelle. I think Gizelle is just a troll. Somebody has said it earlier. I think she just does stuff just to do it. When she told them ladies like not to speak in Spanish, it's about the way that you say stuff. Like when I was studying for my master's, I used to always be in this group with a lot of Arabic students, and they would always speak, Arabic. And I just used to have to tell them politely, like, could you guys please not do that? Like, we're in a study group. I don't understand what you're saying. So I think it's just the way that you go about it. Eva. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that Eva should take
go back to Missy.
That probably was her best
Not
bet.
Missy.
Honestly. Probably was her best bet. But I've been kind of confused. Like I keep seeing all these women saying, oh, she should take him back. I'm just confused. Like, I think Eva is pretty strong for just going ahead. Like, I caught you up. It's done. She walking away from it. Because then the narrative is going to be, oh, Eva let him dog her out. Blah, 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 blah. Like, no, I like the fact that she's standing on it. Like, she caught him up. And she's like, no, I'm filing for divorce. And you're going to pay child support for all of our kids, including my daughter that you adopted. Period.
Somebody said in the comments earlier that that's not true. I will definitely fact check, but where I heard that from was an attorney. So that will definitely be fact checked. Evil Angel,
About
Tasha
the
was a
child
bully.
support?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tasha was a bully before her husband was in the picture. She rests on the fact that she was big girl for sympathy. They were all made fun of. Debrat said that she had all the power. How is she always the victim?
Right. And Candy also said that she felt like Natasha didn't like her as soon as they met. As soon as she met, she felt like that she said as soon as they met, she told Tamika that she didn't think that Tasha liked her.
Thank you, Dean. Well, let's just be honest, y'all. There is absolutely no way that they should have put her in a full jumpsuit. She couldn't even show cleavage. You got Candy bent over, Tiny's, is right there for all to see. Mama Gloria is in the front. They look at what they put her in. They didn't even let her have cleavage. That's how they devalued her. And this was supposed to be once they got sexy. So, she was probably feeling away. Maybe she wanted to be bent over on traces of my lipstick.
That's how it was back then.
But you know how
it was. And she didn't have to let them put that on her.
Thank you, Dean. We don't know what they were telling her.
When there's a star in the room, people always kind of attack it. And I'm not necessarily saying Candy is a star, but she could have had a really beaming light in the room, and Tasha could have been really envious of that. And what she really wants is to be chosen, and they quote unquote choose Candy, and that eats at her. So when she said that about Rocky talks good about Candy, is not that he's talking good about Candy. He's acknowledging her acknowledgments, and she has none to match with it. So when Gabor is saying that it's her success, it's absolutely Candy's success that she's envious of.
Her ambition.
And that's why she's always she deems Candy for being the dim to her light, because had y'all not given Candy all of that when I was ready to sing, this could have been me. But you don't have Candy's drive. And I'm not saying that Candy's whole thing was super double platinum, anything like that. But what she did was make her songs work for her. She has whatever billboards works for her. Whatever
She
number
used
one
her
comes,
talent.
right, it works for her. She waited until she had a
Yeah.
little bit more fan base before she put that second album out, because she knew maybe I gotta get. She used Real House of Atlanta to make her music work for her. She's
And
not. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be a little
Hold
bit.
on. Hold on. One
Okay,
second.
I'm
Hold on,
sorry. Go
because we
ahead.
still got a lot of super chats to get through. Y'all, we are dropping too much knowledge, but we ain't having no 3 hour line. I'm just telling y'all that now.
Okay. I didn't say something. She had maybe
Because we
one.
got Paco, we got Angel back, we got a couple people who haven't like really spoken. Katina says she knew Monsieur chose to protect R to stand by her husband. Speaks volumes about her. That's why blood makes you kin and loyalty makes you family.
I think that
Hold on,
hated.
hold on one second. Hold on to that because we got a few more super chats to get to. We got, Zelina Gilbert says, my husband is black and bilingual in Spanish and in LA. They pick the non-black bilingual person first. Yeah, Zelina, that's why I have to like really think about that. Callie comes
I wanted
in
to
and
say something on that too.
Callie drops the mic. So I'm gonna have to think about that. Callie, you always do this to me. Callie be going.
Can I add
appreciate
something to
Callie.
you?
Hold
Can
on
I
one
add something
second.
to you?
Hold on one second. I
To
gotta
your
get through
train
my
of thought.
super chat really quickly. Sharon says 3 Hoodo sisters and Rocky is a freak and Latasha can't do those things. I mean, you know, anybody could be a freak. I just don't see Lily freaking, and I'm just tired of hearing about her trying to be a freak and trying to sell us that she's a freak. But anybody could be a freak. Succeeding said JD was specific. He wrote songs based on Candy's voice. Think about TLC. Think about the fact that people with distinctive voices, producers always want to hear that. Just because you have a strong voice doesn't mean that will get you the actual lead on a song. Candy has a distinctive voice. Brandy has a distinctive voice. T-Boz has a distinctive voice, and they sold millions with that voice. Coco happens to be the only voice on SWV. We got just a couple more. I'm sorry, guys. Latasha and Rocky are textbook NPD cases. I'm nervous to ask. What does NPD mean? Does anybody know?
Narcissistic personality disorder.
Oh, okay. Dean, let us know exactly how. But I have heard that she is narcissistic a lot. Angel, you're back up. There was somebody named Paco. Paco Joe? Paco Joe, you're up. And
Can you
then
hear me?
Devontae, we can hear you. Welcome to the channel. This is your first time.
Yeah, it's my first time. I've been tuning to you for the past month or so, and listen, you're being on point with a lot of things. However,
thank
I
you.
want to chime into two things.
People don't even remember my name, but thank you.
Mims.
I'm sorry. Please chime in, Paco.
So, two things that I wanted to touch. A while back, I was watching Kevin on stage when he was with his wife and 2 other members there, and one of his podcasts. On the first 2 episodes of the Xscape, one thing that Melissa had mentioned was that that it looks like they gearing to this whole fiasco for a reality show, and they pinpoint a lot of things that were going on, and surely enough, by the 3rd episode of the Escape, it came out true. And I was like, how did they know that was going to happen? And mind you, it was like 3 weeks before they aired out everything. And second, I wanted to chime in on Tasha. I love Tasha at the end of the day, because I got to be biased with her as well. But I don't believe she should have a gospel album. What she should have is a inspiration album. I think people would have bought it if she would have done it like that. Why I say this, because when you look at the Braxton, you know, they were trying to do a gospel album. Tony was not with it. You know what I'm saying? She was like convicted. So she was like, let's do an inspirational album. And look, nothing came about, just a Christmas album. So I think that Tasha should just stick with inspiration. I'll buy it. I'll stream it.
I'm glad to hear somebody say that, Paco, because at the end of the day, she does have fans. And I think when you get on these panels, it's very hard to be Paco. It's very hard to be Angel because you think that people are going to, kind of demolish you. But that she has fans. The girl has a voice. She can sing. It's just that she comes across quite toxic on screen. And maybe reality TV is not the medium that she needs to speak to her fans.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then picturing out everything, how it's going, it's really going really
Somebody
nuts.
says she ain't no inspiration.
Oh, wow. Not the inspiration.
We got Devontae J, and then we'll do open panel for the last 10 minutes. Devontae, jump in.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, this is Happy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Happy. You've been very quiet up there. Happy, then Devontae.
Yes, I've just been waiting my turn.
You gotta throw bows around here. Pretend like you Kelly Price on R&B Divas LA. Show up with your
I've never
Crims
seen
and
that.
Vaseline.
Oh, well, thank you for having me on your panel. Hi, everyone. My thing is, I also believe, yes, of course, Tasha knows a lot. But there was a comment made about, well, obviously everybody's saying that, oh, she's so insecure and everything, and I get it, but they were all insecure.
Yeah,
In that group. They were definitely all insecure, and it shows even now. You know what I mean? I mean,
even Tam
Candy has been the one
And she
that
was the top
feel like
one.
on top, but I'm saying she was just as insecure as the rest of they in the beginning. I'm just
And
saying.
Biggie Smalls didn't make it any better with that song. But a man that's obese with a crooked eye could never come for me. So I still
Your
don't
man would have
understand
talked
why
right
that.
on his mama.
And I'm trying to tell you.
No, but why you gotta take it to his mom if you just said all of that?
His
Come on,
mama,
man.
his
You
wife.
just got on him.
His mama, his wife, his wife, his daughter.
No. First of all, his daughter was a baby way back then, and then
Candy somebody baby.
What? Oh no, we're not gonna do that. First of all, children should be out of it because let's be clear. His daughter is still around right now. Okay.
Well, I know we seen a bail a nigga out of jail with a house.
Don't nobody want Biggie's daughter to be talking about nobody else's children and Xscape. Let's be clear.
Girl, bye.
Right. So we're gonna leave that alone. Anyway, also, the whole thing about that thing is, yeah, of course, we know her husband has been with her for so long, and that's another thing I think people just keep forgetting that they're like, oh, well, back then, yes, but if people don't know how to count, that's on them. But
30 years,
he's been there for the longest. You know what I mean? Hello, they need to count it up. He was there.
And see, when she says her dad left, Rocky
he was
didn't leave.
definitely a father figure, if nothing else, to her. He basically raised her. Like they said, they were teenagers. You know what I mean? And he was there.
You talking about Rocky?
Rocky was there for almost 30 years of her life. You're not gonna tell me.
But Rocky raised her. That sounds like some stuff.
No, wait. Okay, no. But this didn't come out of my mouth. This came out of her mouth. Did y'all watch what she was saying?
Yeah,
I did watch.
This is what I'm saying. Did y'all watch and listen to everything she said? Did you watch and listen to everything he said before she even came out? She even repeated some stuff that he actually said. See, I don't know if y'all connecting the dots or not. Okay, but
Well,
they have been together. They have in after her father was there.
They have been together more than.
Get it together. Connect the dots.
If I don't know anything,
exactly. But that's the part I'm talking about. That's why I brought it up. No, exactly, because that's what I'm saying. She literally verbatim repeated what he said. Okay, he had said something with this Tasha K thing, right? That she put out on YouTube, right? Because I don't have her site. I'm not subscribed to her thing.
I've
right?
watched all of them. Yeah, which
now
part
listen.
are you talking about?
Well, no, I'm just saying it wasn't on her thing because I'm not subscribed to it, so I don't know. But it was on YouTube. Now listen, and when she did her thing on YouTube and she's snotting and this and that,
when I'm telling you, I seen this because she verbatim quoted this man. She quoted him. That's what verbatim, yes, in quotation marks, yes. She verbatim said his words, everything. And what I'm telling you is, she absolutely just goes for whatever he says. She's gonna say it
I hate
regardless.
that picture.
And I wish she would wake up, but that's just like a lot of people saying the same thing. You know, I don't want everybody to be hypocrites out here, because I'm not one for being a hypocrite. But I'm just saying, like, no, I see it. I see it. And not only that, I just want to put more emphasis on the fact that all of them, once again, had problems with their self-esteem. Every last one of them. And it's apparent. It's very evident within the whole group. And I mean, sorry, not sorry. Candy was just a better person. Like, let's be clear.
I don't think that we can say that those girls had a problem with their self-esteem just because
yes,
Biggie called
we
them
can.
ugly.
Wait.
We heard Latasha say that she had a problem with her self-esteem, but we haven't heard the other girls say that. Just because Biggie called them ugly, do not mean that they felt them way. Did not mean that they felt them way about themselves. That doesn't mean that they
that's not a fact.
a way about
I'm
themselves.
gonna point out. No, I have proof. Right, just like you guys have been watching these shows, right? What's the show with Tiny's family, right? The Hustle, the Family Hustle, and all of that, right? Y'all been talking about Candy on the Real Housewives and all of that, right? Y'all been watching the group, whatever. Whenever you see Tamika, the other Tamika, right? Not Tiny, of course, right? And all of that. And and since back in the day, yes, every last one of them have dealt with self-esteem issues. Every last one of them.
Okay,
they said
no, wait. I'm about to break it down. Wait,
I was about to say,
that's not fair, because I waited almost an hour to get a little bit of space. So wait a minute, because I'm about to break it down for y'all.
Having that kind of self-esteem
yours,
is
Happy.
normal to life.
Let her make her point. Happy. The floor
No, because this is not my show. No. I just wanted you to know before you finish. No, because I need to let Mims talk. No. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let him talk. Go ahead.
No, Happy. What is happening? I'm telling you, Mims is giving you the floor. It's all you.
Oh, okay. No, because I know the other people jumped in and started telling me some stuff.
Don't worry.
I'm like,
you're fine.
I was agreeing.
You're good.
No, but honestly, no, they all have had their self-esteem issues. So I don't feel that it's fair that everybody just jump on her because, she's the victim. Well, I'm sorry, not the victim, but she's trying to, what everybody says, she's trying to play the victim. And I get it. She shouldn't be trying to play the victim. Just like Candy shouldn't have been trying to play the victim for umpteen seasons when she knew she was dead wrong on doing the stuff she was doing her little shady stuff too. But everybody needs a storyline. But let's get back to what I was talking about, the self-esteem issues, right?
Yes, the self-esteem.
The self-esteem issues, because that's what we're really talking about.
Hold on.
I'm just saying.
Hold on. We're going left really quick, Happy. Specifically, the self-esteem issues. You said you was gonna tell us specifically about the rest of the girls, because what's in question now from your question is Tiny, Candy, and Tamika. How do you know for a fact that they had self-esteem issues? Let's start with there.
Okay, well, let's be clear. All of them, right? Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say all of them. I'm gonna leave the other Tamika out. I'm gonna just say Candy and Tiny have definitely had surgery. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's just say multiple surgeries. But we do know Tamika has had surgery as well. Has she not?
Does that equal self-esteem
Now,
issues?
I'm not gonna say multiple, but I know she has had at least one, and we all know that.
But does
So
that
that's
equal
not self-esteem issues. I don't know what it is, because if they want to promote everybody else to do this and do that, but wait a minute. But they all went and had surgeries. Come on now, that's self-esteem issues within itself. I don't want to with nobody.
I think we can be in a space. Happy.
Yes, we can all be unbiased about it. They have self-esteem issues. If they all went and had surgery,
okay. I think that we can be in a space where
that's one thing.
Say that just because someone has had some form of a surgery that it's a self-esteem issue. I think in present day, people do a lot of things to change the way that they look. They do filters. Some people do surgeries. Some people go to the gym. And I think it's kind of dangerous to say that just because you want to change something about your aesthetic appearance that you have low self-esteem. And I think that is what people are responding to. But there are situations.
No. Because you can always wear makeup if you want to change your aesthetic appearance. Don't get it twisted. You don't need. Yeah, exactly. Wait.
You can
Right.
fix your nose if they say so.
No, you know what? Okay, this is not TLC. We talking about Xscape.
I love that
They was
song.
not promoting that. No. They were saying every man wants a woman. We talking about Xscape, not TLC, baby. Okay. And let's be
so hold on,
clear.
Happy.
They all
okay.
change their bodies.
Happy. I'm gonna have to
wait.
Happy, you came in, you dropped the mic. We got Devontae J is up next, and then we gotta quickly round this out. Devontae, Happy. I'm sorry that it took so long to get to you. Let me know next time, and I'll pull you up a little sooner. Devontae, you are muted, but the floor is yours, buddy.
Thank you for doing this whole panel. I'm happy I got a chance to be on it. I'm going to be real quick as best as I can. I'm going to try to address Latasha first and then Gizzard. So Latasha, I have a big issue with Latasha, but Latasha is actually not that bad because I kind of want to address the thing that no one, I feel like on any panel is really discussion is mental health. Latasha definitely has some mental health issues going on, most likely. Specifically, like in general, let's think about people in Latasha's age range don't even believe in mental health. So when you watch all of her videos, there is nothing about going to a consultant, talking to someone, a therapist. There's literally no conversation about having any discussion with someone other than God in conversation. And I just want to be, as someone who's spiritual and not religious, I do want to give a quote from James 2:26. For as body without the spirit is dead, so faith without work is also dead. She's not putting in any type of work in her actual personal life to actually change herself. She's allowing to use prayer as her example that it'll just happen out of nowhere. She needs to put in the work to try to actually fix these relationships with these women. So that's her. I'm done with her.
No, we don't know these people.
But I mean, we see it on TV. It's pretty clear that she has a mental health. We literally watch on camera, but we watched on camera as her husband told her, "I'm telling her what to say." Do you think any other person would just allow someone who has a mental, like a regular state of mind, that would allow that to be even seen?
I agree with you. I agree that she has a mental issue going on.
I can't take it.
You cannot diagnose people,
y'all, it's some people that's just nasty. It's some people that's just nasty and Tasha. I can't take that. Oh, it's her husband. It's this and that. I feel like y'all making excuses for this girl. She mad at the way she grew up.
I think it started earlier before she even married that man. That's why I'm calling it a mental health issue. I think this is something that has stemmed from her and her experiences with other people for a long time, where she's controlled the narrative. Now she's in, to me, a state of delusion, in my personal opinion. But now I just want to focus on Gizzard because she's my main problem. As someone,
real quick,
I'm gonna have to get my cup.
Hold on 1 second, really quick, Devontae. We cannot technically really just double down on diagnosing this lady.
Right?
People dislike her. I get it, but we can't. Say she has a mental health issue. Rodney is over here mic dropping himself. He says Tiny changed her face, her eye color, and body. She definitely has self-esteem issues. Candy's had lipo and a breast lift. You can't have that type of surgery and claim you don't have self-esteem issues. Rodney, I love you, buddy, but I would respectfully
thank you, Rodney.
Rodney, now you then got Happy all riled up again. Rodney, you were supposed to be turning down the temperature, and you didn't set it up.
We have gotten.
Thank you, Rodney. Hold on, guys. Hold on, Happy. Hold on, Happy. 2 seconds.
Oh no, that wasn't me. That was somebody else that was just talking.
I was going to say something, but I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, because next time we're probably gonna have to shift the way I do this next time. Clyde, thank you so much for joining the membership. I want to say, I think it's Renaissance. We're gonna go ahead and have you.
Comment.
I'm not done. As soon as Devontae finishes his, then we're gonna have you close us out because this has gone off the rails.
I thought you said we was gonna do 3 hours.
No, you ain't never heard me say that. You a lie. A lie don't care who tells
We
it.
want more. We want more.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
No, we gotta let Devontae go, and then
It's about Tiny's mother.
Oh God, the accountant.
We gotta let
I'm just playing.
Does
It's a joke.
Tiny's mother have blue eyes?
No.
It's been established that Tiny went to Africa and had her eyes done along with her.
No,
daughter
I know that.
and her-
I know that she did that, and then she went and got her daughters done, but then they were gray. But I was asking, does her mother have blue eyes?
I don't really know
No.
what Miss Diane has.
Does her mother have full
But I know
lips?
she got a beautiful spirit and works to get
She
people
hates
their
blue
money.
eyes.
Okay.
Blue eyes.
I just wanted to know because I was wondering who she was trying to look like.
So
The minty-
you just threw that in there. Devontae, please finish your thought, buddy.
Thank you. I just want to talk about just Giselle and just give a breakdown of Giselle's state of mind is actually a very common American state of mind. As someone who is American but is also multilingual, I always think it's so weird as speaking multiple languages. As someone who has lived in America but also traveled abroad a lot, I find it very weird when I always come back to America because in most countries, it's actually common for most citizens to speak 2 or more languages. So it's very weird when I always come back to America and we have this mindset of like everybody needs to speak English. You need to speak English everywhere you go. And everywhere else, it's literally like, no, everyone's speaking multiple languages because we don't care what other people are talking about. We prioritize ourselves in other people's conversations a lot of times that we kind of lose the sense of like them speaking that language is comfortable for them. It's very easy for them. And I also, the issue that I have with Giselle, and no one once again has brought this up, which is crazy to me. Giselle tells someone to speak English who is not of like that is not their first language to be filming a show in a whole different country where English is also not the first language. I find that almost like mind-boggling that you could say that to someone who's sitting at the table with you, but the people who are serving you are also speaking a different language.
Can I say something, Mims?
Go.
And I want to say this though, and I would have talked about Biggie's daughter because if you came at me unprovoked, I don't care. I don't care if she had just came out the womb. I'm going in on your baby, your mama, everybody. Now I don't come at people's kids unprovoked, but if you come at me and you start with me, I'm starting with the kids. I am.
Oh my God. My God,
Lord
today.
Okay, Devontae, thank you. You definitely brought out some good points. Renaissance, the floor is yours, but please stick to your most like prominent points. And
prominent
then Danielle, you will close us out. And bring the temperature down, Danielle. Do not get any of these people riled up. Okay.
I want to touch on the language. Now, this notice for you really, Mims, because I know you're going to do some research on this. So I'm going to speak to you from Gen X generation.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the brother speak just before me. Add this into this. You got to think about United States history. Most of the African Americans, because that was brought up, and I'm just going to speak about me today, that reside here, they come from lineage that language was stolen from them. So all we know is English. You have to first remember segregation came in. Then you had, so then you went into women's lib. But when jobs were hired and when this initially came out, there was a time in the South, because I'm from the South, and I can't say this on YouTube, but there was a time in the South that even once they allowed those African Americans into jobs, they were then hiring what we call the brown paper bag, y'all fill in the blank, which meant that if your skin was lighter and made the man, and we know who the quote unquote man is, feel less, because you didn't, but if you were lighter, if maybe y'all with me, you would get those jobs first. It has become in this world today where some may believe, it's just my opinion, that the Spanish and the other communities of minorities who really lineagely as our people have now been placed in that brown paper bag. So they have stepped up. Now, the thing is, a lot of them don't know that we all the same peoples. So we all as a nation get into this crabs in a bucket. So we're not reaching up and pulling up our brothers and sisters, right? We're looking at a skin color because they got us all defocused around here. So put that in your thoughts, because you have to think about where the mindsets of the people that are here. It's not that we don't, but we don't know ours no more. We don't know it. And it was stolen from us. Now, yes, I have strove to speak other languages. I tried to learn Spanish when I was in Florida, French, all that. I want to do that. I have a desire to do that. I would even like to learn my mother language. Now, moving on. Jealousy ain't nothing but envy in reverse. Now, we spoke on these surgeries. Now, I try very honestly. I don't consider myself religious. I consider myself spiritual. And a lot of sessions, religion will have you looking for something outside yourself. It's just going to come down and sweep and save you. No, ma'am, Toucan and Sam, we have work to do. Without faith, without works, faith is dead. Without faith, works is dead. Y'all with me. So I'm going to say something. I do believe to some degree, not just escape. Let's just be real. Everybody who probably here has that something in them where they don't feel quite enough. If you are not a person, please tell me who you are, because you're probably not human. That's why we human, right? And whatever that thing is for that, it's your responsibility to balance that within your own soul. And they have to do it. I think they're totally going to come through this, but they've got to choose. Tasha got to choose to make some uncomfortable decisions that's going to make her feel alone right now. Because a lot of times that thing that's right, that God voice in us, it's that voice that if we do it, I don't know what is going to happen. We fear that. Her grandmother, and another thing that reaches out to me is, y'all think about it. The father said it. I think Tasha said it and Tamika said it. The grandmama already prophesied. She told him, I see y'all doing a gospel album. I think what's going to end up happening, Tasha going to work on Tasha. She going to get herself together, and who going to be there for her to help her when she's Tamika? Tamika gonna be right there for her, because that's what Tamika do. And they gonna get a love, and when they come together, they gonna do an album. And that album I'll buy, and probably everybody on this show will buy, because it won't be about the surface shit stuff. It'll be about some real healing of the soul, that they come together. And if you really want to let God come through and do it, who they gonna be featured on first? Xscape gonna do a feature with the Gospels featuring Tamika first and Tasha, because it's gonna have to get to a level where people get in. You don't see it happening. But don't tell me what God. See, that's where I say, don't tell me what God can't do.
Well, I would love to see that happen. I'm an optimist as well, but Tamika Lynn already said that when they did come together and that deal was on the table, she wanted to go 50-50, and Tasha had told her no. I don't.
That was when Tasha was still sick and she hadn't balanced her soul. Remember, I'm talking about real healing here.
I hear you. I'm a realist.
But see, it'll humble you. Real healing will humble you. It'll humble you. It'll humble you.
She's not there yet, because I don't.
She ain't there yet. A lot of us are not there. We're all striving to get there. And I'm gonna say one more thing, and I promise I'll X out. Everybody's going through this right now. As far as the surgeries, yeah, I'm not saying that somebody have a surgery, it means they have low self-esteem, and all that mental illness. A lot of it is not really. They quote that as, but all it is an unbalance of the self-soul. It's a thin line. And you have to balance that within yourself, because you will become crazy. If I'm too giving and caring, I could be considered naive. You know what I'm saying? Anything in excess or deficit is going to be a problem. You have to balance this, folks. Everyone is feeling those energies right now. As is above, so is below. You got Black China taking out stuff. You got people now that are slothing off and are taking off that cloak, whatever it is within themselves that no longer serves them. Tasha got to get online with that. She got to get on in here with the rest of us.
Dr. Angela White, you mean?
I agree.
Stop it.
Danielle, bring the temperature down and close us out.
Thank you. All right.
Lord Jesus Christ, Fred, something. Good God Almighty, this is a night. Okay, so
it is a night. This is.
Oh, what a night!
It's always something with you, Mims. I got in trouble with you on Friday with Miss Barbara and that other lady.
Oh, who I don't even know. At this point, this open panel night. This is like celebrity match. Danielle, please.
Okay, so I agree with my sister who just spoke. To her
Mhm.
point, if the
Renaissance.
healing comes when it comes, because it's not going to come tomorrow, I can see what she's saying. But to her point, it's going to have to be a lot of healing. The gentleman that spoke before her, I need him to go back and watch the record because everything he said, I said last week. So don't say no one didn't bring it up because I brought it up last week. Tasha is dealing, when it comes to Tasha and her husband, she isn't going through what any other woman has gone through. And let's focus on Monique and Jill Scott. To me, it all looked the same. Those three women right there look like they're in the same relationship. We don't see too much of Jill Scott, so let's just stick with Monique. Monique and Tasha, this one and the same. It's the same exact thing with their situations. Another thing with this whole self-esteem, every woman has struggled with their weight, whether they skinny, they tall, they short, they fat, they got a booty, they don't have a booty. Here's one thing that we have not talked about, at least I haven't caught. I came late today. There was a time down at ATL, the rumor was the women were taking care of the men were running wild, doing what they wanted to do. This just sounds like the same thing we've heard. Look at T.I., and I love T.I. Tiny had errors to keep T.I. home to save her marriage. It worked. No one ever said anything about that. No one ever said anything about Tiny's self-esteem. She did what a lot of women do. They get pregnant to keep the man at home. This time it worked. Candy, everybody used to talk about how Candy used to take care of Todd and this. Candy is admitted to guys she's taken care of in the past. Because what was the guy that passed away when she first was on Housewives? They talked about that.
BJ?
AJ.
Yes. We've seen it all before. This time it's just different. Tasha found somebody who was giving her the words that she needs to make
Giving
herself.
her something she could feel.
Giving her something she can feel, child. And unfortunately, he just come from the camp of Mr. Kelly, and it all looks bad.
Oh, that makes it worse.
That makes it look bad. But every woman has gone through it. You got men that go through it. It is what it is. She just needed it. Once she get away from him, that's when the healing gonna start. Like the young lady before me was saying. Once she gets rid of that husband, the healing will start. The self-esteem will start. All that other stuff. It's just what women go through. It's what people go through. I can't even say it's a woman thing.
Not just
People
women.
go through. Yeah, people go through this. I would like to see it continue. I would like to see the show in another season. And that's
it said season finale. It didn't say series finale. It said season finale.
I think that Mona, y'all know I'll be keeping my ear to the streets. When Mona did an interview and they were trying to say that Tamika should go to RHOA, Mona shut that part of the interview down and said she's on a show. So I'm pretty sure they are going to try to utilize the ratings to get something else. It'll just have to be a different iteration of the show because Tasha probably ain't coming back, and I don't think the SWV girls are interested. iCode Twitch says the group members with surgery are all also mothers, and babies change some things. Most people, not all, but most, who can afford a mommy makeover do so. I'm with you,
I
iCode
agree.
Twitch. I do not think that everybody who gets plastic surgery is naturally just has low self-esteem. Just
but
my
to change your
opinion.
eye color,
that doesn't mean that she has low self-esteem. Having an insecurity is different than having low self-esteem.
Okay,
and,
all right.
and it's natural
I'll give you
for
that.
people, for if you're coming along through puberty, through your life stages, of course you have insecurities about certain body parts, but that doesn't mean that I'm just drastically depressed and my self-esteem is just like on the rocks. They didn't deal with self-esteem to the level of Tasha. So that is not a comparison to say that those girls, those women fixed body parts that they did after they found a little bit of money. If my breast sag, I'm definitely picking them things up. If my butt not where it's at, and I'm probably gonna put it where I want it to be. But that don't mean that I don't think that I'm beautiful from the beginning. That just means that.
Wait, is somebody fighting?
Granny yelling like that?
Wait, that's the story. Turn your camera on and let us see who is yelling. I'm awake now.
And I
That's
also
the story.
And I also think that we have to understand too, though, that Tasha, when they would perform Tasha was known as the big girl, and I'm pretty sure that damaged her. You know what I'm saying? She's in this group, she's singing, she's doing something that she wants to do, and the only thing people can say is, "Hey, the big girl, the big girl, the big girl." You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that wore on her. I'm pretty sure that wore her down.
She said that on the Unsung. I went and rewatched the Unsung, and that's where the Biggie comment came in because Jermaine Dupri had mentioned that they had a huge problem with that comment and being having that
how they package the girls.
Right.
And how they package the girls exactly. And that was
And remember back in
hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. I gotta get through these super chats because this is not we can't do 3 hours. Urban Educated says, what about going to the gym to get a six-pack? Is that low self-esteem as well? Urban, you're preaching to the choir with me. I think that some people do have low self-esteem, so they fix what they don't like about their bodies. Other people just want to tweak or look different, and that's fine too. Totally off the record, I'm tired of people talking about Kenya's contacts. Lots of people on these shows wear contacts. Jennifer Williams wears contacts that are colored.
But wait a minute.
The other girl from Detroit.
Let's admit, because I'll be one to say I talk about Kenya's contacts. That's because Kenya.
Yeah, but do you talk about Toya's? Because Toya also wears contacts.
The reason why I bring Kenya's up because she doesn't admit that she wears them. Just like she finally had to admit that she.
But nobody is asking Toya, girl, are you wearing contacts?
No, it's not that. It's the fact.
Hold on, Danielle. Hold on 1 second. The point that I'm making is it is very weird that people continuously attack Kenya, who is a beauty queen, but nobody is really attacking Toya, who also wears those contacts. That's the point that I was trying to make. It's weird to me that we go.
Do we know
her.
their contacts though?
Yes.
The reason why I brought up, the only reason why I brought up Kenya contacts was because I feel like that if Kenya had the money that Tiny had to get the eyes done permanently, she probably would have done something like that too. But that does not mean. It doesn't mean that I think that Kenya has low self-esteem because she wears contacts all the time, and it doesn't mean that I think that Tiny has low self-esteem because she got her eyes done either.
But no, they do not. They do not come for Toya and the rest of the girls.
I mean, I can think that I look better with blue eyes and want to get my eyes done. That doesn't mean I have low self-esteem. I just think that I look better with them, or I want to do them because I can afford it.
Nobody's going up to Paris Hilton saying we're gonna pluck out your contacts, but they love to come.
I can't.
But they're not.
Paris Hilton has a year subscription of blue contacts.
The point is that they do not come for her in the same way that they choose to come. Like the first thing they say, "Oh, Kenya, your hair is not real, your contacts are not real." Neither is everything. But so many people have BBLs. Saucy Santana has 3, allegedly.
Oh my God!
This has been absolutely a great night, but we are not doing a 2.5 hour live. So what has happened is I appreciate all the new subscribers, but I have to really figure out how I can get a whole panel of people on and rotate it and give everybody opportunity. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. Somebody put in the chat, I hit 38,000 subscribers today. I love the fact that you guys come and spend this time with me. My channel is a work in progress. Thank you guys, but we ain't doing no 3-hour, 4-hour lives.
How many BBLs has Tiny had?
I don't know how many. I don't know.
No,
that
you
that
gotta
woman
come with your
has
point
had a
first.
BBL for sure. I wasn't on the opera room table with her, so I don't know. But we will do another open panel. I will be dropping. I'll do a post tomorrow to let you guys see my specific new channel. I just ask that you guys go and subscribe there. I need to get to my 1,000 subscribers on that channel to really make that channel pop. Thank you guys. But we cannot do.
All right, Mims, I'm gonna send some questions to you to ask Don Juan when you do your interview.
I gotta confirm all that, but yes, Don Juan is potentially going to come on this channel, and I don't know if it'll be an interview as much as a review, but we got to figure out if he even has the time to do live or pre-records. So those are conversations that I have to have with him, but hopefully that will come this week. But you can definitely DM me, Angel. And yes, I will. This is Mims telling you guys I'm gonna work on my panel concept because we're so passionate about this topic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Guys. And we're gonna end with this note.
Be blessed.
We're gonna end with this blast from the past. Bye, y'all.